What's up, YouTube? It's James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this shady Tuesday. Doing pretty good myself. I come across this particular story right here that took place at least 3 weeks ago, where you had this Ambridge man by the name of Jeffrey Harris. He's 38 years old, and what Jeffrey Harris tried to do was a Dylan roof on a black church in Pennsylvania. Okay? Just so happens that his efforts were thwarted simply because, well, they didn't let him in the church because he said that the church was too crowded. Now, the thing is this. Law enforcement is trying to spin this as not a plotted hate crime. They're saying that he was on some kind of methamphetamines or whatever, and he was having an episode, okay, as he was walking down the street with a camouflage vest on and a long gun, which turned out to be what they say a shotgun. All right. But I want us to check out a couple of the news videos, and then I'm going to show you where law enforcement is actually lying, caping for this lowlife. So without further ado, let's check this out.
For joining us on KDK TV News at 4. We begin this afternoon with answers after a very scary moment for a local community. A Beaver County man remains behind bars after police say he was walking along a street in Ambridge on Sunday, pointing a gun at people and trying to get into a church. Ross Gadati spoke to police about the incident.
We are learning more about what allegedly happened here in Ambridge on Sunday. We are also learning what police say the incident wasn't. The incident began with a call to Ambridge police around 9 a.m. Sunday. The caller stating,
there was a white male, camo vest, red ball cap, and a white t-shirt, walking with a possible long gun down Duss Avenue.
Police say the man carrying what turned out to be a shotgun was 38-year-old Jeffrey Harris. Not long after, another call came in. That caller telling police Harris was now
either trying to pull on the door to go into the church, the Greater Dominion Church, and when they went to that area, he was gone.
Harris, who police say was high on suspected methamphetamine and dealing with mental health issues, was found a short distance away, disarmed, and then taken into custody. Police then descended on Harris's Duss Avenue home.
They find out that the steps going up to the residence had some type of lubrication on them.
Inside the dwelling, police would find what they thought was a bomb, but proved nothing of concern later on, as well as a blue notebook.
This notebook that was found basically had some scribble on it that was very hard to even understand.
While the notebook mentioned something regarding active shooters, the chief wants to make clear,
we found nothing in the evidence as of now to alarm our community to think that this was racially motivated or crimes against our churches.
There were also reports of a man described as Harris's boyfriend missing or not being around over the last few days. Police say they're not sure who this person is, but they told KDKA.
There was no evidence of foul play.
Harris right now in the Beaver County Jail facing a litany of felony charges. He's being held on bond. In Ambridge, Ross Gadati, KDKA TV News.
We're following breaking news. We have just discovered new information on an arrest and perceived threat outside a Beaver County church. Ross Gadati joins us live with what he's learned. Ross, what can you tell us?
All right, good afternoon. There is a lot to unpack here. Let's start with this. I spoke to Ambridge's police chief just a moment ago, and he told me the Sunday morning incident was, in fact, not racially motivated. Investigators say what happened here was more than likely the result of the suspect in this case, Jeffrey Harris, alleged use of methamphetamine as well as significant mental health issues. Now, according to court records, Ambridge police rolled up to the Greater Dominion Church after receiving word of a man with a long gun nearby trying to enter the house of worship. This while also allegedly pointing guns at both police and people passing on the street, as well as motorists. Now, when police arrived, they would find Harris standing in the entryway of a business nearby, where he would eventually be taken into custody. And police also searched Harris's home, where they found the front porch essentially covered with some type of lubricant, suspected methamphetamine, as well as a potential improvised explosive device, which turned out not to be a bomb at all. There was also a notebook that alluded into some what they determined to be indecipherable scribbling, something to do with active shooters. But that incident, of course, drew a lot of police from the area and as well as Allegheny County's bomb squad. And they told me, the police did, that this was out of an abundance of precaution. The pastor of a church where Harris was at, however, says he wished the situation would have been handled differently.
I mean, how serious was it to the local police department? They never said one word to us. Even when we got out of church, out of service, there's cars all over the place out here, police cars, bomb squad, and no one said anything to us.
Important to note, the police also spoke to the churches after this incident was going on, and these churches had no indication that this man was going to commit an act of violence. There were no prank calls, any messages along those lines. After interviewing Harris, according to police, once he became lucid, he made no indications or references that he was going to commit a violent hate crime against anyone. The church was just, while it was predominantly an African-American church, this was just happenstance. He showed up in his mental state, in his condition, allegedly having used methamphetamine, and that is where they basically took it from there. But it was happenstance. As for it being premeditated, the police are saying absolutely not. Meanwhile, there's talk about this boyfriend that the individual had, and word is from the police, they're not even sure if this was the man's boyfriend, what his relationship is to the suspect, and there is no indication, at least right now, that this mystery boyfriend has had anything bad happen to him. That is, of course, developing. We'll have more information, including what police had to tell us a little bit later on KDKA. Right now, that's all we have from Ambridge, reporting live. Ross Goodhart, KDKA TV News.
Now you see the reason why I say that the Ambridge police was caping for this loser right here. Because according to this New York Post right here, it says gunman suspected of plotting mass shooting at black church gets turned away at door because it's too crowded. Okay, now the thing is this. I don't understand why the Ambridge police is lying and saying that this had nothing to do with like racial motivation and wanting to do a mass shooting. When in fact, according to this particular story right here, that's exactly what it has something to do with. I'm just going to read a short excerpt from this particular article right here just to prove the Ambridge police is lying. Okay? It says here, a man with a shotgun was blocked from entering a Pennsylvania church filled with black worshipers because it was so packed Sunday, allegedly thwarting a possible planned mass shooting. Okay? Jeffrey Harris, a 38-year-old white man from Ambridge, had a written script from a shooting stashed in his home, which was also booby-trapped, and may have been plotting a horrific hate crime, authorities said. Boom. You see, this is what the authorities are saying. Must be some other authorities, because it's not the Ambridge Police Department, because they are caping for this dude, talking about he was high on methamphetamines and had nothing to do with racial motivation. The attack, that was thwarted because, well, the church was too crowded and they didn't let him in. Look, warning message to the black churches. Stop trusting these people. Don't let these people in. Rather your church is too packed or not too packed. What you need to do is arm yourselves and be ready and be on guard for racist losers like Jeffrey Harris here. You understand what I'm saying? Because dude was plotting, mass shooting. It says they, thwarted, allegedly thwarted a possible planned mass shooting. But as you heard the Ambridge Police Department claim, well, it was a bunch of scribbling. We couldn't really make it out or whatever. It wasn't nothing. And this story says totally the opposite. Yeah. You see. So there is reason to have cause and to believe that Jeffrey Harris was plotting to shoot up this black church right here. You see. You heard the brothers say the police really didn't even tell them anything. So they're actually caping for this dude, this sicko. That's basically what it is, you know. So again, to the black churches, be ready and not to trust these lowlifes, racist lowlifes that wants to come in your church and take your parishioners' life along with yours, like Dylan Roof did in Charleston, South Carolina. What was it, 6 years ago or whatever? You can't take this stuff, lightly. You have to be ready for them. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.